What's up, everybody? It's B2. Welcome to a look at heroes and generals. That's right. If you look, we got Maslin and we've got Death Machine, and they're both generals. And we're going to talk a little bit about optimizing your generals and some things that I've learned and some mistakes that I've made that will hopefully make your life a ton easier as you progress in your heroes and generals career. So if you look at this, I always try to keep a veteran membership status up. So if you click on here, it's going to show you what the benefits are of this, right? And right now I have 2 memberships available. One was a free 3-day, and so it's always going to take the one you purchase first and put that in there. And I purchased the 90 days on 1/17/2016, and it's active, and I still have 46 days left on it. And then you're going to take a look at the 3-day after that. So you'll notice a 25% increase in credits, 75% increase in war funds. It's going to XP way fast, and that's a huge thing. And I want to explain that to you. XPing twice as fast means you get to level 12 faster, which is lieutenant ranked. And that means you can use your first command point. And I know that's kind of a rudimentary thing for a lot of people, but for some of you newer players out there, that's going to be very important, and I'll show you why. It's also going to give you 25% XP on ribbons gained, and I'm going to tell you some quick ways to get up some of your ribbons that are important for generals later on, and we're going to take a walk through some of those. So get your veteran membership. You can pay for it. And if you pay for it, I believe it's about $8 a month. It's not really that much for a gaming account per se. If you pay for some of the other games you play for, you'll know that they're a little bit more expensive. So anyway, as we go through them, and you'll see like only one badge. Veteran allows you to get a second badge, and I'm going to walk you through the badges real quick. If I scroll down, there's going to be 3 that are specifically to command, which is for commanding your attack teams, or your ATs is what we call them. So there's the battlefield commander. Being led by a veteran commander with extensive combat experience increases the overall morale. That's huge. If you start with 100% morale, you basically would have 115% morale. Now, what does that mean? Why is 115% morale great, B2? And I'm glad you've asked. So if you win a battle, if you place an AT into a battle, and I'll show you what an AT is. This is an AT right here, and this is one of my this pops into the window and it shows you all the ATs that I have listed right here. And you'll notice that I got some that are motorized. They have jeeps and infantry. Some have motorcycles and infantry. If I keep scrolling, some are transit planes and paratroopers. I've got some medium tanks, tank destroyers. There's walking infantry here. If you go down, there's motorized recon. There's a lot of different teams that you can do, and I'm not going to go into all those today and explain what they all mean. They're pretty self-explanatory, but I wanted to show you those just so you understand what we're talking about. Each one of these units here starts with 100% morale. Now, if you do have the ribbon that we were looking at, and I'll show you that, they start with 115%. So, oops, that's not the ribbon, right here. The badge, anyway. Battlefield Commander. So if you put one of those ATs into a battle and it wins, you only lose 10% morale. So that means that, hey, man, the guys are a little tired. They've been fighting. You're like, hey, man, we need a break to give us a rest. You will recover 10 morale points for every real hour on the clock. So if you put your troops into battle at 2 p.m. And they win at 2:30, and then at 2:30 they have 90%, then at 3:30 p.m. they will go back to 100. So what this does is basically gives you an extra battle or 2, depending on if you win or lose and the time between battles and everything. So that's a huge important ribbon. Well, how do I get that badge from the ribbons? And you'll need to do the tactical ribbon. And so the tactical ribbon is capturing control points is the key to winning battles. Use the M to find the nearest control point and stand near the radio to capture it to earn points for this ribbon. So basically all you have to do is go stand next to the radio, you know, at the points A1, A2, A3. If you're close to the radio and you can hear it going dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee, like the radio signal stuff, then you are gaining points towards this ribbon. Next, the charismatic leader. Being able to deliver great speeches before his men will help recover morale faster. 5%, 10%, 15%. So, if you're going 10 points an hour, now you're going 11.5 points an hour, or 15% faster, basically. So, it just basically helps you gain. I'm not sure if that math is really good. That didn't sound right. But 15% faster means if you had to recover 100 points and it took 10 hours, it would take about 8.5 hours to recover a full 10 points. And that's important for on the weekends. If you get up and you play a couple of matches and then you go do some yard work or whatever, and you come back around there like 3 or 4 hours later, your troops can be back to 100%. So that's a pretty important ribbon. Or badge. Now, the ribbon associated to that is battle, and it says, in war, confronting the enemy is just as important as winning. Participate in war battles to earn ribbons. Highest award is given for victories. That's right. So, all you have to do is go into battle. Even if you lose, you're working on this ribbon. And that's why, if you look, these guys up here whom I never really played had Charismatic Leader, Silver, before I converted them to General. Now, I wished that I had played these characters more and had Charismatic Leader Gold on there versus Silver, but I didn't. And those are one of the mistakes I made in promoting this guy too early. So let's look at the third badge you can win, and I'm going to show you why later, is Logistics Expert. So I'm going to explain why I wish I'd played those generals more later, and we'll get into that. This one is Chauffeur. That's right. So if you can move your assault teams 20% faster, you have a huge advantage on skirmishing lines. So if you send a fast unit down a line, and I'll show you what a skirmish means. We'll flip over to the map and I'll show you that here in a little bit. But I wanted to explain this. So Chauffeur, B2, how do I work on my Chauffeur badge? Very simple. First of all, you have to go and get to a Jeep and then to a motorcycle. You have to be able to, probably the Jeep is probably better than the motorcycle. You could pick up 3 more or 4 more, or I think 3 units on the board and take a Jeep someplace and get Chauffeur points, right? So those guys who are swinging back through the cap points, grabbing people, moving them to a forward cap point, those are the guys working on this Chauffeur badge. And it's really important because at the very beginning level, it's going to give you more damage to armor using handheld weapons, the Iron Fist badge. Right, pretty cool if you have a PTRD, does more damage to tanks there. At the next level, it's going to give you Logistics Expert. The next level is Iron Fist Silver, and of course you can imagine it goes to Logistics and then Gold and Gold. So once you get to Logistics Expert Gold, your attack teams move way faster on the board. So stay with me. I know this is a lot of information, but you can always leave me a comment and I'll respond, or you can catch me in game. I always play on the Soviet faction, and it's if you're on a TeamSpeak, it's ts.soviets.red. So teamspeak.soviets.red. You can log on there, and there's multiple clans you can choose from. Some of them speak different languages too. So if you're a Russian-speaking player, oh look at that, I won. I got some war funds that just clicked away there. Well, let's finish this first, and I'll show you the war map. So if you look at here again, I have another guy who's very close to making general, who has Charismatic Leader Bronze, and I put a first blood on him, but I have no other ribbons because I never played this guy. I spent the 70K coins to buy him and get the points and able to put tanks into battles, and I did it absolutely the wrong way. And I'm going to show you what I mean. Again, I'm just kind of pushing that question off till later, but he's not going to be a very good general if he has Charismatic Bronze, right? And so as I go down, here we go. This is the main guy that I play, and you can see he's got everything unlocked here. He's got his weapon right now. He's a little bit of a sniper, anti-tank guy. But if you look at him, he's got gold. He's got gold everything. He's like the Trinidad James of heroes and generals. But look at this: gold logistics, gold charismatic, gold battlefield commander. If I did convert him, he would be a great general to have with all these gold level plus 15%. However, that's my main guy that I play, and so I won't be converting him. Here we go right here. This is where I'm going to explain to you a little bit about what I'm doing with First Blood here. So I wasn't going to play this guy at all, but then when I noticed that the Charismatic Silver and Bronze and all that stuff, I started looking. Well, look, I don't even have the Battlefield Commander, but look at the work on the ribbon here. We're Logistics Expert Chauffeur halfway. So what I'm doing is I'm going to actually get Chauffeur Gold on here, and I don't know that I'll do the morale thing. I think the Charismatic Leader and the Logistics Expert are probably where I'll stop for this guy, but I at least want to raise this up and get this ribbon working, right? So that's what I mean by playing the characters. Now you can go in with a basic character SVT loadout and grenades and do extremely well if you're careful. But if you look, I have started, this is my assault guy, and I've got him on nimble heavy set right now Taking forever to raise my heavy set badge up for sure. Physical training, I run. It seems like I run all the time, and I haven't made it up into this high rank yet. But I would like to get the heavy set gold. If you look down on him, though, look, he's already gold all the way across. And I used this guy to assault cap points, and I ended up with a PPS 43 here. I think it's the 43. I renamed it, but you know what I mean. Like this weapon right here is extremely good for close quarters range. Not very good medium or long. It's terrible. So when I get ready to convert this guy to a general in 3 levels or whatever, he's going to have some great badges to put on the field. And then again, I just started the Mikey UK guy, which after I promote this guy, I'll start working him, and then down the list, right? So I've also I bought a pilot and I bought a paratrooper, and I rarely play either one of those guys. If you look at the paratrooper and I scroll down, he's got charismatic bronze, right? So I learned a lesson about that. It's always going to be better to level them up, and I'll show you. I got this anti-tank guy. I'll end up working him up to he's only rank 3. But let me show you what I mean. We're going to buy a new guy here. Now I could go and buy the lieutenant from here and get him going. But the problem with this is that he's going to have no badges or anything earned at all. Like none of these guys will. You'll have to go and buy the ribbons, which is extremely expensive, either paying money for the gold or using coins to level up. So like let's say if I wanted to go to this general here, and I wanted to look at this badge. Okay, let's go down, and I want the logistics, chauffeur. Let me go buy this ribbon. I can pay 4,600 here. I've got to get him all the way to level 6, so I'm just going to buy the first 2 to show you. That's 4,600 there. Look how expensive it's getting already. I'll buy that one there. 19,000 already. I don't know that I want to buy many more of these because look at what it's going to take. If that was 4 and this was 8 and now it's going to 19, this is going to be like 36, and then this is going to be like 100 grand, and this is going to be like 150. I just don't have the cash to be blowing on that, right? Who does? So anyway, I don't want to spend a little bit of money and show you guys that. So what I'll be doing from now on is buying the level 12s and then leveling them up. So let's see how to do that real quick. We're going to go in here and purchase, and we're going to look at lieutenant. So I wouldn't buy them too high because you're going to have to play a few levels to get him up there, right? Now at 175, we're going to go ahead and buy him. Congratulations. Now at this point, we got to give him a name. Let's call him the General. Let's call him, what name can we use? Let's call him Akir 76. That's what we're going to do. We're going to name it after my buddy Akir. And he plays on the Soviet side, but he plays more Americans now. Great general for learning tactics from. If you ever see him in the game, give him a shout. So now, look, I have 90,000 coins left here, right? So this guy, what's very important is that he's going to have 1 command point, which means he can control 1 troop. So watch. If I go into here, General's map, and I go into our HQ. It's going to take a couple seconds to load up all the stuff. Always a little bit slower on Steam than on the web page too, which I prefer the web page. But for recording these, it's a lot easier to do it in here. So we are, I don't know why I was focused on Scotland there for a little bit. You can see we got some ATs moving up here too. Look at this guy. We call it the AT train. And Akir, imagine that. I just named it after there, and he's got his snake flying over here. So basically, if I go into HQ now and I look down, there's Akir, my new guy, and look at that. He's got this little dot next to it. It says 0 of 1. Well, what does that mean? It means if I click on here, it's going to go to 1 of 1, and he can control 1 command point. So now look, if I can control that, but look at this, it has 2 dots. I can't control 2 command points yet. I can only do 1. So I'm going to control the 1. All right. Now if I go back to him, let's go back into here and look at our hero. So we're down near the bottom. Let's see, Akir, right? Now I want Akir to be able to control 2 command points, so I either have to level him to level 15, or I can go down to his ribbons to War Victory. And this is where I'll show you how expensive ribbons get. Ready? That's the 6,500 for the first one. 13 grand for the second one, and you can see the money's clicking away here. We're down to 72. 29,000 for the third one, and 33,000 for the last one. So that was 85,000 on there. But look, Akir can now have an extra command point. So if I go back into the Generals tab, and we go to HQ and we click on Akir, I can take this off now and deploy Jeeps with him now. See how that works? 2 command points. So if you scroll through, you can see the different things are worth different levels. Walking infantry is worth 2. And if you scroll down into the tanks and stuff, you can see how you start needing more command points to get things done here. Medium armor takes 2. And I think 2 is the most I've seen anything take. Some of the higher level troops. But so now Akir has Jeeps here. We're going to hit the deploy button. We're going to purchase them. For the first time, you have to buy them all. So it's if you're going to buy Jeeps and put them in, it costs 6,750 war points, which are right here. We have 152,000 in that little box. So yes, we're going to purchase them. And it asks which city. We're close to Oslo, right here. This is the town of Oslo. We're going to deploy these over there. And in a second, you'll see some Jeeps pop out. Now, this is the infantry that I put in earlier, so I'm going to run these guys out here. You just click it and drag it, and boop, drop it off. Kind of neat. Or you can drag it from over here, too, and I'll show you how that is once the Jeeps roll out. I don't think we have a queue at this point. Oh, we do. Jeeps we have a 69 queue for Jeeps. I thought we had pushed them all out. But anyway, that's how it would work. You would just drag it and drop it. So let's look at one of these guys down here, right? Let's try to get a name of one of these guys. That's another thing that I would encourage you not to do is... Alright, so we can also click on them down here and pull them to there. Or we can come through the window here and select the drag and move troops over. So see how that works? You just rotate them over, or you come down here, boom, and just click and drag it. The noise will pop and the troops will start moving. Kind of easy. So with all that being said, I just wanted to show you the difference in generals, lieutenants, how to XP them. If I was going to start a brand new level 12 character, which would not have a Jeep, I would play town maps. And in the town maps in A4, there is a civilian truck. And there's civilian trucks all throughout the game. Just find the map you like best. When you hop in that civilian truck, you can drive around. Mountain Town, there's a civilian truck in O2 and O1. You can hop in that truck and start driving around. You'll quickly get your driver's badge. It won't take long to get level 1 or 2. And 3 is relatively quick. Once you start hitting 3 and 4, you can buy the Jeep. And then once you buy the Jeep, you can work on your chauffeur badge at the same time that you're working on your tactical badge. And those two would give you what you're looking for, right? So if you're going to work on your chauffeur, it's going to give you the logistics badge. And you can only need silver, 6th grade, to start getting the benefits of bronze, silver, and gold, right? And Charismatic Leader is the battle badge, and that's just for winning or losing battles. If you wanted to do Battlefield Commander, this is where you need to be by the radio room. So if you have any questions, man, pop me a question down below. Let me know, and we can sort it out. Hope you're having a great day, and thanks for watching.